Well, great afternoon. I did another poll. I found one site where this guy has found, I guess, Bryan Kohberger's, I don't know if it was a Facebook page, but it was a page where he was looking at the things that he was subscribed to. Okay, and yeah, some pretty dark things. But anyway, I was pulling cards and I wanted to find out again a little bit more of what drives him. That's always of interest to me. What is in their mind? What are they, what are they reflecting on? What are they fighting against? What is it they're holding to? What is driving? What drives these people? So what's driving him is lovers, okay? And that's what I got from the first on this, that he was jealous of their friendship, jealous of what they had, jealous of the, again, just love and things that he could not have. Now, I think that was his really motivating factor, because what we look at is this the hidden things that he continues to see, the emptiness that he feels, the protecting of the future. It's based on his past. And what's interesting, when we have the dragon, we have the key. The key is what? Relationship, love. The key is the ability to have those things, the grace. Why did these people have it and he couldn't have it? Okay, the illusion, the dark mental states, and fueled by these emotional things, dark emotional things. We have again the devil. It's been paid. The devil. The hidden anchor. So what is holding him to these things? And then the folly and stupidity, and we have the car. Now we know that after he committed those, he took off in the car like a bat out of hell. Okay, and they saw the car, and so that was stupidity. Number one, to tear out like that, of course, it looks really suspicious. And the timing of all of that. So what we had here in the center is the thief. I think he felt a theft of his emotions. He was always feeling bullied as a child. And above it, this would happen rapidly. And then he would, the foundation, he would brood on these things. Okay, overwhelmingly emotional brooding. This can be the card in other decks of the merchant. Okay, what's being sold, what's being bought, what's being sold, a wish fulfilling. But instead of wish fulfilling, this is his brooding. He's brooding on these things of the theft, things that he could not have, the bullying. And so rapidly he will continue to brood on this, and he's going to take away from others what he cannot have. So going into it, he had a poverty of what? A poverty of abundance, okay? Abundant poverty. He was just stricken when it was a child. When it came to women, strong women, with a very strong opinion, because I guess they say when he was younger, he was bullied as well. And he would be rebuffed. He would be reviled. Also by women, by, growing up. they would say he was weird, he was strange, he was, and I guess they would throw things at him and all sorts of stuff. I guess when he was younger, he weighed, like they said, 300 pounds. He was heavy. And again, just this was working on his mind, because next we have what was going on now, the work. And the work with this was, when I get the safe and I get something like this, it means that opening of a wealth of some information, something of value is coming forward when it came to the work and the things he was doing. Because underneath of it, the foundation is the loss, the brooding, that type of thing. And above it, though, we have justice. So something is going to come out about his life that's of value, that's being unlocked, maybe been tried to be hidden away, but that safe is open and they're seeing something of value there when it comes to his feelings of loss, etc., and the things he was working on in his life, such as the courses, the classes he was taking, studying the BTK killer as well. And I think a part of it was he was fantasizing about, and we know that the person he was studying wrote a book about the BTK killer. I'm wondering if he thought by studying him that he could get away with it, he could find the flaws in there. I think, again, this was his first thing because he made some, mistakes. I think that he was surprised that her boyfriend was there. He wasn't expecting that. So we'll look at going on with the challenges is about the main male and his thing about love letters, about just his whole viewpoint on relationships and that type of things, because above it, that's what drove him. That's what causes his action. And underneath of it, the foundation is about balance, okay? He could not balance those things when it came to action, when it came to having a love life, being able to, I don't know what happened with that. The whole thing just went kind of wonky. But being able to have a love life. And this fueled him. Really, this was what pushed him and drove him, because we have this double. This is the driving force. It was about lovers, people that had that in their life. And this is what caused his hang-ups, his skewed views, his inability to really move forward in his life. Now, we see so many pictures of the girls. I don't know if they were gay or they were just really close, but maybe he had that feeling that they were gay, and this really just fueled it even more for him, that they were perhaps in a relationship, or just the closeness of them, and he could not have a close, happy relationship, even if they were only just friends and it wasn't a sexual type of relationship. I think this just fueled his angst and his anger. It was something that he wanted, that he was missing, and again, as a younger person, he was ridiculed by people, and was mocked, and was, so this really fueled things for him. And again, he was stalking them, watching them, and I think he ran into them because one or more worked at this, was it a Mediterranean type of a restaurant, and he was a vegan, and so it would have been a place that he would have gone to eat because they would have had food that he could have. And I think there is where he saw them to begin with and started watching them and covertly watching them. This thing has so many things come up in this. It's that feeling in this reading that he's covertly watching them. That I don't know, they knew, she knew she was being stalked and stuff. But yeah, he continued to try to keep tabs on what they were doing as this thing played out. And it feels like he, this just kept growing in his mind. It was fueled, and he just, it just kept, the more he would watch, the more angry he would get, and the more he would plan out this murder, okay? That he could not have these things, and such a beautiful woman, and it is something that he craved, he desired, he wanted, okay, and could not have. And so this was continuing to fuel him with his angst and his torture and these dark thoughts, dark ideations. I'm just going to sit for a couple seconds and see. I'm getting a image of like Humpty Dumpty on the wall. Okay, Humpty Dumpty. When he was, okay, I see how it's, that when he was younger and heavy, 300 pounds, he was like Humpty Dumpty on the wall. He was fragile. And he fell, and all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again, okay? So this was shattering to him during that time. It felt like he was fragile in his emotions. He fell, and that's where he became really broken, was at that time when he was of a heavier weight. And he was never, ever really able to recover. It looks like from that point is when he started really having the difficulties. And then from there I'm seeing like the Alice in Wonderland chessboard. This chess game. Down the rabbit hole, this chess game, this fantasy thing. Yeah, just those type of images, the chessboard and the Cheshire, grinning Cheshire cat, and the smoking, the caterpillar smoking the hookah and all of that craziness, just the a skewed reality that he was entering into the gamemanship of this. In a weird way, the chess pieces, that he was going to study this game and he was going to do better than BTK Killer. He was going to do better than these serial killers. He was going to perfect it. He was going to study it. He was going to know the game, okay? as sick as that is to say it's a game, but that in their mind it was this calculated moves. That's why the chessboard, calculated moves, that he could stay X amount of moves ahead if he studied the game. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. For him, it was like a chess thing. And he was going to be a chess master. He was going to learn the game, and he was going to study it and see where they made the wrong move, and he was going to perfect that. And it was kind of a smug satisfaction that they would be talking about this crime and he's right there. So he could watch them talking about his crime while he's kind of, again, the same thing, the hidden hands, the hiding there and watching them talking about it and hoping he would get satisfaction from that. But it didn't quite work out the way he thought it would, because they were onto him very quickly. So it wasn't, at beginning it was satisfying, but then as it went on, it became less satisfying to him. And I still think the knife, I still think it's in that national park that's not so far, Hell's Gate. It just keeps hitting me, Hell's Gate, devil, the Hell's Gate, because it's the deepest gorge in the U.S., and I think that's where he went and got rid of the knife, because I kept getting by water, and Hell's Gate is the Snake River there, which also makes sense, Snake River, and Hell's Gate, very deep gorge where the Snake River is, because I kept getting it's somewhere where there's something heavy. So I think it's by some big boulder there, some big boulder close to the river in this deep gorge. So I'm going to leave that here. But it's going to be interesting to see what comes. I think the next part of the thing is him pleading innocent or guilty, and he'll plead innocent. I just feel a heaviness with him now, that he's left so much more behind than he thought he could get away with, that they've got more evidence and he thought he could get away slick without leaving anything. So he keeps playing it over in his mind. Yep. So I think that's it. I'm not feeling anything else coming in at the moment. But it's going to be interesting to see. We'll see what happens at the trial. I think more than likely he'll want to take the stand, although I'm sure his lawyers will tell him, no, don't take the stand. But we'll see closer to the trial date what comes out with that. But I have a feeling he'll want to, again, still try to outwit in some way, shape, or form. So I'm going to leave this here, and we'll see you online.